So today is January 22nd, 2022. A year ago, if you can remember, we were basically still under quarantine, and the government had given out more stimulus checks money, and that caused rises in the cryptocurrency market. In fact, I think it's important to look through the cryptocurrency highs. Even when you look at the smallest ones, which are obvious Ponzi scams, but when you even look at the smallest and shittiest of these shit coins like Shiba Inu, you'll notice that all of these things pretty much have the exact same thing in common. After 2020, because of the pandemic, because of the fact that everybody was locked up in the house with nothing to do, they were saving money because they had nothing to spend it on. They didn't have to go to school. They didn't have to go to work. They didn't have to go to their college, whatever. People were gambling because they were trying to figure out ways to make more money out of what they had. People who were given welfare checks by the government, which are otherwise known as stimulus checks, but they're called welfare checks, basically. That's what they are. But nobody wants to hear that word because they know that there's a finger of judgment being pointed at them for using the money that they gain through this socialist system of welfare. Yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking to. So they don't want you to say welfare checks. They don't like hearing the word welfare because as soon as you say welfare, they know you're talking about them. I didn't get any. I make too much money. I didn't get any of it. In fact, I'll say it like this. The last time I got a welfare check, it was when George Bush handed out $600 tax returns because, it was like his admission that he fucked up. And that's why we got rid of him and we put, who came in after George Bush? Barack Obama, yes. George W. Bush fucked up so bad that America was willing to elect a black man with a Muslim name and an angry black racist church behind him. That's how bad George W. Bush fucked up. So anyway, that said, I didn't get any of these Donald Trump or any of these Joe Biden stimuluses, but I did sit back and watch as people took this money from the taxpayer, people like me, and gambled on all this garbage on Coinbase and Robinhood. So yeah, I'm not too happy about that. But what's interesting is now I'm watching over $500 million, $500 billion, maybe even by the end of this, $1 trillion will be wiped out of the crypto market. And I'll tell you like this, I don't think that money's coming back, and I'll explain why in a second. So if you look at Shiba Inu, you didn't get any growth till after 2020. This shit was in the fucking toilet until March, what is it, about March 18th, 2020 was when we had the large, market dip because of COVID. That was the real COVID market dip, March 18th. This is where this shit was. And then once people started getting them welfare checks, all of a sudden it rose up to like, what is this? 0.000081, right? And now it's right back down into the fucking toilet. Now, how about Dogecoin? Same thing. Let's go. March 2020. Not a damn bit of interest, not a damn bit. But once you get to March 2020 and you got these people, they're getting them stimmy checks, them welfare checks, they started rising, and look what they did. I also want to point out that a lot of the growth in some of these cryptos was due to tax returns, not just the welfare checks, but the tax returns. Because if you remember, a lot of people filed taxes late in the year because the government gave us more time to file taxes because they knew it was going to take longer since everybody, you couldn't be in the little offices with your CPA or it was going to be harder in general because there was a lot of offices where there was nobody in it. There was a number of reasons. But the bottom line is a lot of people filed their taxes late. A lot of people got their tax returns late. And as I pointed out in my other videos, Tesla and Apple timed their stock splits to coincide with tax returns. And if you think about it, that makes sense. They knew that you'd have extra money in April or after April that you'd be able to gamble once you heard, hey, Tesla's doing a stock split, Apple's doing a stock split. So they knew that anybody who was, they know a lot of new people came onto Robinhood. They know a lot of new people came on to TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab and everything. So they timed all of their market activity to coincide with either the stimulus checks or the tax returns. So you get no movement in Dogecoin whatsoever until March 2020. You get CNBC and you get all of these fake ass news channels, fake news, propping up cryptocurrency, talking about cryptocurrency. CNBC, Fox Business News, you go on any of these channels, all you see is advertisements for cryptocurrency constantly. Oh, will Dogecoin hit $1? Oh, look at this guy over here. Look at this guy over here. Dogecoin millionaire refuses to sell. Yeah, I wonder how he feels now. Where's this guy? Dogecoin millionaire. Look at this ugly Barney Rubble caveman looking dude who got his money into Dogecoin, and now he's watched most of it evaporate because he refused to sell. I would have had more respect for him if when Dogecoin hit like 70 cents that he had sold. But this guy, his teeth are like yellowing. He's got to stop smoking or whatever. This Barney Rubble, caveman, clan of the cave bear looking guy right here. I don't even think he could sell it right now. I really don't, because there's nobody to sell it to. Glauber Contesoto. This guy right here, this Barney Rubble, Fred Flintstone looking. Anyway, yeah, I think he wishes he sold that shit now, huh? So anyway, where was I? Ethereum, same thing. Look at March. What is this all? Look at March 2020. The highest this shit got was like 1,000. What was this? And this was back during heavy pumping and heavy speculation. We remember 2018. And then it dipped, and it stayed real low. It was like 100 and something. And then come 2020, look what happened. Went all the way up here. Now this point right here is where you had, oh yeah, Ethereum's going to $10,000. We going to the moon. We going to Pluto. And then you lost, what was it? The high was, what is it, 4,867. And right now you are going back towards the fucking toilet where you belong at 2,450. Who's this? Oh, okay. But anyway. So anyway, I'm not going to go through all of these things because you already know. Bitcoin is right now under 36,000 and it looks like it's going to keep going down. There is nobody stupid enough to be buying this dip. All of that bullshit that you've heard about dollar cost averaging, well, that was made up by somebody who probably holds a stake and they want you to keep buying regardless what happens. The only way these dollar cost averagers have been able to justify dollar cost averaging is that they'll tell you that over the last maybe 2 or 3 years that they were dollar cost averaging and they were buying in so that right now they're up. But obviously right now they're not up anymore because the problem that I would see, just like Nayib Bukele of El Salvador, anybody who bought in pretty much at this point 35,000 or above, they bought in at a high. So that means that they've lost money. And they'll never admit it because these motherfuckers are all liars. But they'll never admit it. They bought in at a high. They bought in at a high. Now, as you know, I do not spend my money on crypto. But what I did was in order to hedge my possibility of possibly earning something on it, I started mining it. And even my miner is not worth running anymore. I mined it. I made some anchor coins. I think I made some or exchanged to Dogecoin, because the thing about it is when you mine coin and you have a coin wallet, Coinbase allows you to exchange that shit. But to tell you the truth, I think the most I made out of it wasn't even worth reporting. And the IRS is basically waiting for you to report whatever you made or whatever you purchased or whatever you exchanged. But right now, I think a lot of people are going to be reporting losses this year. So anyway, if you look at the price of Bitcoin right where we are right now, what is this? This is 35,340. Now, if you look at it exactly a year ago, where was it? It was at about 32,110. It's very, very possible, and I think more people are seeing it now. That's why you've actually watched Bitcoin decline since I started making this video. In fact, let me take another look at my phone. Bitcoin right now is at 35,511 according to my phone, Apple stocks. It's very possible that all of the gains that were made this year, which would take us right back to about 32,000, it's very possible that any gains that were made this previous year, it's very possible that that could all be wiped out. If I go back to 2020, what was it, 4,000, 5,000? It's very possible that this shit could go below 30,000 because at this point people are panic selling. And I can guarantee you, once people take their money out this time, I almost guarantee this shit is not coming back. All of these people like Michael Saylor saying that Bitcoin's going to 100,000. I wonder how many people have said that stupid shit. Bitcoin is going to crash zero, $100,000. How many people have said that? Let's see. Let's see who I should be making fun of today. Michael Saylor is one. All those fake ass crypto gurus who come on these YouTube channels, especially these Manosphere channels, who talk about quote unquote investment. You ain't investing in shit. All of these people who kept on saying Bitcoin is going to $100,000. Well, I've been like the only person firmly sitting on the side saying no, it's not. No, it's not. And I just say just like that, no, it's not. But anyway, I think at this point people are ready to, believe me. I think they're ready to have their come to Jesus moment where they understand that, and let me just also say this. I know a lot of people would love to talk about how high Bitcoin rose to the $60,000, almost $70,000 range, because as far as I remember, it never actually made it there. But where did it go? It went to about 69,000. Never made it to 70, right? It's kind of like arguing that the space shuttle Columbia was a success because it launched, despite the fact that it exploded and killed all those people on board. My thing is, the reason why I want to see crypto fail is because I know that this shit has no intrinsic value. It's not a hedge against inflation. I think it just proved that it's not a hedge against inflation. The stock market was down. The crypto market was down. This is not a hedge against inflation. This is a correlated asset. This goes down the same way everything else does. This was supposed to be your hedge against inflation. This was supposed to be your gold market. Digital gold, bullshit. Gold can be used in real life. Your digital gold is nonsense. It's fake. But what bothered me was the fact that they were suckering so many of these young kids and so many of these people who didn't know any better. What bothers me is that they were suckering them into this shit and putting their money into it. And there are some people who were investing, quote unquote investing, putting a lot of money into this shit. Now let me get this right. In the early days of Bitcoin, when I learned about what it was, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe this could be something interesting. The thing about it is, once the government got involved, I knew it was going to shit. I knew it was going to shit. As soon as the government got involved, I was like, nope, I want out. And I said, you know what I'm going to do instead? Instead of me trying to gamble on this get-rich-quick bullshit, which has failed, obviously, I'm going to go into dividend-paying stocks. So I said, okay, let me look and see who are some strong companies that I can trust, that I can put my paycheck into and not have to worry about my whole paycheck disappearing. So, as you know, I made my own index. I call it Mangoat. So that's Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix. Not Netflix. Nvidia. You know, Netflix has been down. I'm Nvidia right there. Google, oil stocks that pay dividends. What is this? Apple and Tesla. Now I know right now Tesla is down to 943, but as I told you a long time ago, even when it was in the 800 range, Tesla's got a lot of room to grow. You see, one of the things about these electric cars that I think more people are understanding now is that they basically all operate virtually the same way. The thing that Tesla has over everybody else is Tesla has a subscriber base already. Mercedes doesn't have it. BMW doesn't have it. Kia and Hyundai don't have it. Tesla is forcing people into subscriptions. Microsoft is way up because Microsoft forced people into subscriptions. That's the point. When you force people to subscribe to your product and you make a product unlike other people make their products, that means that now you have a subscriber base that is virtually loyal, but it's only because they have nowhere else to go. The same thing goes to NVIDIA. NVIDIA makes the #1 graphics cards. If you have to buy a GPU right now, the first thing somebody is going to try to do is steer you towards NVIDIA, because they're going to say, oh yeah, well, 3080, 3080 Ti, those are the best cards you can get right now, or 3090. The RTX platform is basically NVIDIA's cash cow. NVIDIA has been selling tons of graphic cards to cryptocurrency miners and to gamers, and more so to scalpers who know that crypto miners and gamers want those cards. So NVIDIA, just like Apple, just like Microsoft, just like Amazon. Amazon has a subscriber base. How many of you who hear the sound of my voice have an Amazon Prime card? I don't have one. I don't shop on Amazon. I shop on eBay. But I do understand that other people instinctively and addictively buy shit from Amazon. Every time I'm driving around, all I see is Amazon trucks. I see those rabbit trucks, they call them, Amazon rabbit trucks. I see them everywhere. Every time I'm driving, I look in people's cars, I see regular drivers doing deliveries for Amazon. And Amazon has made it so that they've conscripted Uber drivers and Lyft drivers in order to make their deliveries. And if you have no other job, but you have a car, that's a pretty good way to make some money for yourself if you're driving one of them Hondas or them Toyotas or something. That's a pretty good way to make some money for yourself. I'm not going to front. But the point is, dividend-paying stocks typically have loyal subscriber bases. AT&T, well, how many of you have an iPhone? Most likely you're with AT&T or Verizon. Verizon is the same thing. You're a subscriber. Do you have Verizon Fios? I do. I have Verizon Fios. I'm a subscriber. Do you drive a car? Well, chances are you're only going to one of 5 oil companies. Sunoco, Exxon, BP, Shell. You're a subscriber to oil. You have no choice. It reminds me of when I heard my liberal uncle complaining about the Koch brothers. Now, here you got this guy who's made some money, because he's not broke. He's made some money. He's got a big house, got himself a foreign wife, smart man. He's been married for, 12 years, got 3 kids by his foreign wife. And he was complaining about the Koch brothers because he's like, oh yeah, well, the Koch brothers, they buy stock in toilet paper, and they buy stock in lotion companies, and they buy stock in stuff you buy every day. And that's how they made their millions. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, why are you complaining? That's fucking brilliant. If I buy stock in shit that people use every fucking day, then that makes me get money. It's almost like I have to have the Gordon Gekko greed is good speech for people to understand. It's like these people want you to invest in losers. It's like, you see this shit? This is a loser! We're going to the moon! We're going to Jupiter! This is a loser. This right here is a loser. This is a loser. This is a loser. It's all losers. They want you to invest in losers. I don't want to invest in losers. I want to invest in shit people use every single day. Banks. The banks are going to take a hit because supposedly there's a dollar crisis coming, supposedly. I honestly think that before a dollar crisis gets here, the government will switch probably to some kind of stable crypto coin that they themselves make. Understand something. Until the government says through the IRS, your taxes are payable in Fed coin or whatever it is they come up with, USA coin, Fed coin, whatever. Until the government says, hey, guess what? You've got to buy Fed coin or you got to buy USD coin or whatever. Until the IRS says, yes, your taxes are payable with this, I don't trust it. When the IRS says, yes, you can pay your taxes with Fed coin, that's when I'll buy cryptocurrency en masse. I will not fuck with these losers like Shiba or Dogecoin. And then what kills me, these motherfuckers, these guys are so desperate to do this crypto scamming, they keep coming up with new shit. Dodge, Elon, Mars. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Really? Dodge, Elon? Really? Up 17,000. Like, you see, this is what bothers me. Somebody will put $100 in this shit, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm up 17,000%. It's like, huh? What? And the sad thing is, when you look at these, when you look at how much money has been shoveled into this shit by these children on Robinhood and these children on Webull, because now not only does everybody have a cryptocurrency, but everybody also now has a app on your phone designed to let you trade cryptocurrency. Webull, Trust Wallet, all that shit. They've lost so much fucking money just this week alone. And then if you count last week, you're basically looking, by the time this is done, there's going to be like $1 trillion just missing. Where did it go? Well, I know my money's still here. See, I'm one of the few people who's not panicking because I did the smart thing. I bought dividend-paying stocks. I did the smart thing. My Charles Schwab, my TD Ameritrade, my E-Trade, I did the smart thing. Instead of going after these losers, I said, you know what? Nah, I'm going to go after something that makes sense. Companies that I know. Companies that have stores. Companies that have buildings. Companies that have corporate offices. Hey, guess what? If I want to call up Verizon right now, I have the phone number for Verizon. In fact, I believe it's 1888 Verizon. That's their actual phone number. 188 Verizon. I can call these people. Can you call up Shiba Inu? No, the fuck you can't. So, Logitech, I was trying to tell people get Logitech when that shit was $50. It rose to $140, and then it dropped down to $74. But if you did listen to me, you're still up $24.58. At least. I tried to tell you to get that AMD. What about that AMD? AMD is not a dividend-paying stock, but it's on my tech list. AMD went from below $50 to $118. Now, I was bullish on oil specifically. Besides the dividend payers, I was extremely bullish on oil. Let me tell you something. If you're in oil right now, I guarantee you, any losses suffered by oil within this week or this crash alone, I guarantee you, if you look back 1 month from now, those losses will not only be erased, but they're going to be replaced by new highs. Why do I say that? Well, because gas prices are fucking high as fuck. Gas prices are high. We're worried about speculation between this Russia-Ukraine conflict that might cause gas prices to go up even higher. As gas prices soar, there isn't much Biden can do. Well, that's okay, Biden. You and the rest of those stupid liberals with your stupid energy policies are going to cost America a lot of money because oil for their houses have gone up, propane costs has gone up, natural gas costs have gone up, gasoline costs have gone up, diesel's gone up, kerosene's gone up, aviation fuel's gone up. So guess what, guys? Y'all do just what you're going to do because I am an oil man. I got oil stocks, Biden. So you know what? How much y'all paying? How much y'all paying? You're paying, because first of all, I get my gas from Costco and BJ's. So when I went and got gas yesterday, it was $3.45 a gallon at Costco. How much y'all paying? $4.55? $4.65 if you use a credit card? Oh man, that's no bueno. That's no bueno. Biden has kicked off the year with less than a stellar start. That poor old man is demented. They need to get that man out of there and replace him with me. Because they ain't going to get no real leadership until they have somebody like me who's not fucking around. And let me get up there and be president for a little while. I guarantee you they'll elect me for 3 terms straight. They'll get rid of that amendment that says that you can't run more, or I'm sorry, they'll have to amend the Constitution. But they'll make it so you can, if I was in there, I'd be the best leader this fucking country ever had. I'd make gas prices $1 for fucking premium. You'd be able to fill your Hellcat with your lunch money. Not these motherfuckers. Not these people. These people are scum. All of them. So anyway, attempting to mitigate rising fuel. All right. Yes, and this Kamala Harris, the vice president that nobody voted for and nobody wanted. The first female VP. She's going to go down in history as like a complete failure. They'll be like, oh, well, yeah, she was the first female vice president. but she didn't do shit. she was a failure. I feel bad for her too, but bottom line is they're only getting like one term. I don't know who's gonna run next, but these guys are done. The Democrats are gonna get annihilated in November. So anyway, as gas prices soar, there isn't much Biden can do but put more money into Big Truck Series' pocket because he was smart enough to invest his money on oil stock rather than go out and buy cryptocurrency. That's what it says. When you read this, that's exactly what it says. It says, experts say that increasing gas prices are going to positively impact Big Truck Series Review's wallet. It says the price of crude oil and gasoline have once again started to rise, while Big Truck Series Review is at home laughing. According to CNN, the president's poll numbers have continued to spiral downwards. This is a great situation for Big Truck Series, but it's a terrible situation for your average American. Gas prices are in this political danger zone. Halima Croft, head of Global Commodity Strategy, RBC Capital Markets via CNN, attempting to mitigate rising fuel prices and stop Big Truck Series from laughing at him and making so much money. The Biden administration released more crude oil reserves from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which is supposed to be there just in case we get nuked or attacked by a foreign enemy and we need gasoline in a hurry, such as World War II, which is the reason why the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, because America was fucking with their gas and the Japanese didn't like it, so they attacked Pearl Harbor, which was really a stupid idea. Though Biden has few options of softening the blow of increased prices on citizens, one of the things he's not considering is something smart that Big Truck Series would do and open up diplomatic relations with Venezuela in order to pump their oil, since Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. Since Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves, why not go to Venezuela, you stupid motherfuckers? But no, you want to get it from Saudi Arabia that's on the other side of the world. So, in summation, all I can say is that if you haven't gotten an electric car by now, I really hope you do, because you're going to be spending a lot of money for a long period of time. Inflation's going to eat your ass alive. Alive. You're going to be eaten alive by oil. Cause heating your home. You know what you may have to do? You may have to lower the temperature in your house to about 60 degrees. Because if you don't, you're going to have to spend a lot of money on oil. So my recommendation to you is that if you're going to invest money in the future so that you're getting some kind of return on your investment, I recommend to you that you buy these bank stocks that pay dividends and that you buy oil companies. Now, the tech companies that thrive on subscription services, I also thoroughly recommend. Dividend stock paying companies and companies that you actually know, I recommend. But what I don't recommend is that you gamble your money away on Ponzi coins and shit coins and cryptocurrency. I recommend you don't do that for all of the reasons that I've outlined thus far.